Everyone give a thumbs up if we have your permission to record. Cool, awesome. All right. Sweet. Let's start off with maybe a quick introduction. Since it's a small group, if we had like 20 people, we wouldn't be doing this, but just quick introduction, your name, your book, and what you're hoping to get out of this session. So we'll start off with you, Brooke.
Okay, I'm Brooke Bassard. My book is Chew on This, Bite-Sized Stories About Nutrition. And I'm hoping just to, find more ways to market my book.
Awesome. Nathan, who's one of our new clients, actually.
Nathan Tanner, author of the book, The Unconquerable Leader. I'm an executive coach and wanting to learn more about Amazon reviews and anything else I can in the book marketing and distribution world.
Perfect. And Susan?
Hello. This is my book. This is my second book. And I never asked for a review on my first book. And I thought, well, maybe I need to learn how to do that because I really know nothing about it, although I'm deep into marketing and love your show, Alex, before the bestseller. So, and I've gotten a lot out of it, but reviews, don't know. So that's why I'm here.
Well, now you're going to be on before the bestseller. So,
let's hope. Huh?
Well, very cool. Thanks everyone for the introductions. We had a sixth person who was on here, but I'm guessing because we were calling everyone out, they got a little shy and jumped out of here. I'll do a quick introduction, I guess, since this is a podcast episode. Welcome everyone to this episode, and maybe I'll do a little separate introduction as well. But basically, the goal of this, within our community is we realize that although we bring on great guests who know a lot, we also happen to know a couple things internally. A couple decades of combined understanding of the industry. And so we wanted to bring that expertise onto the show as well and talk about some of the stuff we knew that could be of value too. And why not make that open to the public? So this way we can answer questions live, because I'm sure, Nathan, Brooke, and Susan, I'm sure the questions you guys are going to have, other people are going to have too. So thank you, the three of you, for being here with us. And we'll do future sessions. If you want to be on one of these sessions, then hop on the newsletter, and maybe we'll do another soft launch for one of these again in the future. So, and thank you. We have Laura Russum here, who is our Director of Author Success. Laura has been with us since, I believe, March 1st, and she actually brings over a lot of experience running all of paid media for Blackstone Publishing. Am I allowed to say that, Laura? For 3 years. And not just Amazon ads, but all paid media. So we're really, really lucky to have her on the team. And in future calls, we might have Laura Briggs on here as well, who's our COO. Nathan and Brooke, you might have met Laura too at different points. But the topic of the day are Amazon ratings. And let's go take a look. Let's pull up all of these books here to see how many reviews you guys have. You guys okay if I just call out? Because we could even take it book by book and talk about a couple different ways. I know, Brooke, we've been working with you on some of your ratings. And then Nathan, you're going to see a bunch, just working with us as Brooke Soul. You're going to get some reviews added to your book here shortly. And then we've got Susan here with Mostly Sober, pulling up your book on my end too. So,
Alex, I'm so sorry. May I say that this book will not be released paperback, pre-sale tomorrow.
Gotcha.
But you could look at my first book, Blood Brother, a memoir. That came out a couple of years ago, and that's the one I asked for no reviews on.
We'll pull that one up instead, and just make sure, looks like this book, Mostly Sober, isn't connected to your author profile yet. Is Blood Brother on Amazon, and is it under Susan?
Yeah.
I wonder why I can't see it.
Better be. I saw it yesterday.
Okay. Well, cool. If you can put a link to your book in the chat, that'd be awesome, Susan. And cool. All right. So looks like Unconquerable Leader, Nathan, you're at 86 reviews. Brooke, you're at 44 reviews. And we'll see yours in just a second, Susan. So
I'm sorry, I don't know how to do that.
Oh, so just the chat. There's a little chat button down at the bottom. You just click on chat and then just post the link to your book in the chat.
I see. Okay. Great.
Cool. And so when it comes to getting reviews, we'll start off with a little bit of how to think about Amazon ratings. So the difference that Amazon reviews make. So think about each additional review as a 0.01% increase in your conversion rate. So the point of reviews is that they're not really going to bring more people to your book. They're just going to increase the amount of people who are viewing your book. They're going to turn into a sale. And then when that conversion rate, and then there's certain levels that have like a boost in the conversion rate, which is 100, 500, 1,000, and 10,000. And that's just based on the, people seeing these big numbers and being like, okay, like this book is truly vetted. And so you can kind of think about those big levels as having an extra boost of, say 0.1% instead of 0.01%, right, in the conversion rate. And then on top of that, it's the other part of it too, is the people who are reviewing your book, that some of you might have heard me talk about this before. As Amazon collects data on your readers, one of the other things that they're going to be collecting data on are the reading and reviewing habits of the people who have reviewed your books. So even more so than sales. So someone who's reviewed your book and reviewed someone else's book, Amazon's going to create that tighter connection, even more so than if someone's just buying the two books, because a review is an extra step that someone's taking there. And thanks for sharing that, Susan. We've got that pulled up now. Click on that. Perfect. And so it looks like Susan, despite not working on it, you still were able to do 61 reviews for that, which is great. So I've got a list here, and some of you may have seen me send over a review document. We send it over to a lot of our authors kind of just as a way to, say, hey, read this through. I think, Brooke, you probably received that document of kind of the different ways to get reviews. So we're going to talk through some of that. And I'm sure, since you have read that before, feel free to jump in with any questions, to that. In fact, let's do that. Just raise your hand. There's a little raise your hand feature. If you click on reactions, there's raise hand. Just go ahead and raise your hand if you have a question at any point, and Laura will yell at me or I'll yell at Laura if we're ignoring someone's raised hand. So yeah, when it comes to the number of ratings, that's how you think about what you're doing with ratings. And so, if you can get really legitimate ratings on there, that's going to help. Now, there's a couple different ways to get more ratings, and this is one of the biggest pain points of authors. There's not a single author we get on with that doesn't have this challenge of getting more ratings. And it is amazing that some authors are able to get so many ratings. And thanks for that, Nathan. Sounds good. So there's a couple ways to get them, but if you talk to authors the time and time again, like for example, Michael Bengay-Stanier, he's one of our authors, and we talked to him about, for The Coaching Habit, has over 15,000 Amazon ratings. And so we ask him, how are you able to get so many ratings for that book? He will tell you he did it one by one. It's just one of those annoying things, and a lot of authors have to kind of take a step back and think about the psychology of things. A lot of authors have the issue where when they are asking for reviews, they feel bad, right? You're like, I'm asking for something from someone, I'm already asking a bunch from this person. Do I really want to ask for an Amazon rating too? You need to get over that. And the way that you can, one of the sort of psychological tools you can use to get over that is you can think about, well, if I don't ask this person for a rating, this book isn't gonna, if you truly believe in your book, that your book is actually, going to really, you've got some special stuff in your book and it's really going to help people, then you need to be willing to know that if you don't ask for that review, no one's going to find your book and your book's not going to do any good. So you can kind of turn it around that you're being a little bit altruistic actually by asking for that review, despite the fact that, it is a review for your book. It's actually the only way that you're going to get your book in the hands of more people. And so you kind of have to shift your thinking that, okay, this isn't about me. This is about other people. If I don't ask for reviews, other people aren't going to find my book and be helped by the content that I'm putting out. A really good example of this is Alex Hormozi, who wrote in the book $100 Million Leads, chapter 7. If you go look at chapter 7 of his book, the way that he pitches for reviews is fantastic. He says, hey, if you have read this book and you've gotten anything out of it, then it's really valuable for people. Now, if you're, think about that person who's sitting at home, who wants to put their kids through college and, just needs a book like this to help them, build their business, they can do so. If this book has done anything for you, think about what it could do for that person. Are you the kind of person who's willing to help a stranger? If the answer is yes, which I think it is because of the fact that you are reading this book, then please go on Amazon and leave a review for my book, because it's going to help that person find my book. You know, it completely turns it around. It's not about him. A lot of authors in their book will say, hey, you know, please leave a review because it's going to help me sell more books. As this really turns it around of saying why, you know, you want to sell more books, what's it going to do? So like, you know, Brooke, for you, right? You know, you put the rephrasing on that, you know, we have a huge health, you know, America's healthcare costs are skyrocketing, you know, or even just, you know, on an individual level, we're as unhealthy as we've ever been. You know, let's turn that around. One of the only ways that this book is going to find new people and help more people succeed with their health is, you know, if you leave a review on this book, will you please be willing to, right? So it's kind of like whatever your niche is, turn it around and think about what it is the problem you're really solving for and make it about that. It's not about you getting more reviews to sell more books. It's about what is the book going to do for society if it gets out there more. Does that make sense? Everyone? Does anyone have any questions about that?
May I just say,
yeah,
Alex, I'm sorry, I'm not doing the protocol, but
no, Susan, that's okay.
I just want to say that so resonated with me. My book is about minimizing alcohol. And there's over 41% of the American population that would like to do that. And I have always thought of asking for reviews as, oh, it's all about my book and me and sales. And what you have just said has really helped me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I do want to help other people do this. And thank you. That was great.
And it's tough. And so, you know, always start off with, first of all, I need to get better at saying thank you. So thank you for that, Susan. The way that you can start off with reviews. So, you know, all three of you are under, 100 reviews, right? So that's the first level we want to get to, is we want to get to 100. And Laura just popped into the chat here. I'm going to write quick reviews for the amount of people here for each of your books. It would be great for everyone to paste one each to support each other. That's a great idea, Laura. Yeah. So the three of us that are on today, let's all, cross, and I think I've already written reviews for you, Nathan, and you, Brooke. So I'll jump on and review you as Susan as well. So just one of the perks of being here. That's such a great idea. Thank you, Laura, for that. And Laura, it's actually not Laura Skolman. It's Laura Russum. Big congratulations to Laura for her getting married. So it's actually now Russum now. She needs to change her Zoom for it. What a great idea. So the other thing too, so when you think about your 100, and I'm not someone who's speaking from a place of I've never done this before. Laura, did you want to say anything? Sorry. Okay. No. So with one of my books, Book Funnels and Amazon Ads, that was kind of my test. I put that out in the world because I wanted to learn my content better, and I also wanted to, just learn the whole publishing process. And I have 130 reviews on that book, so I know it's possible. And the way that you do it is when you launch a book, literally now that you have the psychological side of things, go create a list of 100 people that you know or have come into contact with, and actually, sorry, it should be 150 because you can expect that only 2/3 of the people are still only going to leave a review. So, I mean, we could even label this episode getting to your first 100 Amazon ratings. I'd say because that's applicable for everyone, let's focus on that. So getting to your first 100 Amazon ratings. So go in and, come up with a list of 150 people, literally write down a list of the people that you know, and don't consider this a nice to have. This is a need to have. If you are serious about your book on Amazon, this is a need to have. You need 100 or more ratings on your book. This is how you're going to get the 150 to 200 names of people. And then, you can also there's a couple other platforms we can use that, will help, which I'll mention towards the end of this, just because those are, more so the pay to play. And I want us to focus on the organic stuff first. So the getting to 100 Amazon ratings, once you have that, then, be willing. I'm going to, put your book on 99 cents, if you want verified purchase, then, and there's two ways, there's a misconception around how you can get your book to 100 reviews from people who have actually purchased your book versus people who haven't purchased your book. So people who haven't purchased your book, you can send them a free ebook, PDF, via email, and they can still leave a review, even though they haven't purchased the book on Amazon. And all they, just have them say, there's a chance that Amazon will accept their rating. Even if they don't put this in there. And also there's certain stipulations that Amazon, an author or a reviewer needs to have spent $50 in the last 6 months. So that is part of it as well. Someone needs to, be on Amazon and be a user. They can't just like set up an Amazon account just to leave a review on your book. For that person who's leaving a review, you know, you can have them say, I received a free copy from the publisher. 99 times out of 100, that means Amazon's going to accept your review. And, you know, you could even, and this is if they're writing a review, you know, in there, you could also just get them to hit 5 stars. That's fine. I like, you know, people going the extra mile of writing something, because that way, you know, Amazon's probably more likely to actually, you know, include it. Don't put in some notes on what they shouldn't do. They shouldn't add. You know, it looks like we actually have another person, Marna. I think I know you, Marna. I think you're friends of well, we've worked together, and you're friends with Ed, and we've talked about your book a lot. Let me know if that's you, Marna, sitting in the background here. Hopefully this is useful for you too. So when it comes to the getting to those 100 that are you tell them all over the place here. So I'm trying to bring us back to where we were going before I go down the 100 different sidebars that I go down. So things you can put in to make Amazon ensure that your reviews actually get accepted are going to be things like, you know, don't mention that you know the author. Don't mention the author's name. Oh, Marna, great. It's such a pleasure to have you. Thanks for joining us. I thought that was you. So make sure that you really make sure the person isn't saying like, oh, like, you know, Nathan is my best friend and this is my review, right? Amazon's not going to allow that. Also, if you've ever sent a gift to that person's address or account, oftentimes that also means that Amazon's, you know, not going to see the relationship there, and they're not going to allow it. People also oftentimes see that, you know, if you're friends with them on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever, sometimes Amazon has web scrapers that go through and find that stuff. Whether that's true or not, I'm not really sure. But just to recap, get to 100 ratings, make sure that people, if you want people to, and people don't have to actually purchase it, they can say they received a free copy from you. We've seen that work, like I said, 99 times out of 100. And then make sure to avoid things like, you know, I've been working with Nathan for years, you know, and this is my, you know, review. It's make sure it's about the book, not about the author or about, you know, the other stuff, just because it's more comes across as more legitimate. Next thing. So it's going to be harder to get people to, you know, if you are having people purchase it, you might want to consider doing like a 99-cent promo for that period of time. And you could even just say, like what I did to get to my 100 is I just said, hey, I'll Venmo you the 99 cents, you know, if you just can, you know, purchase and review, right? You know, I'll pay for the book. And so that is, you know, that's something you do. Don't, you never want to tell people, you know, if you leave 5 stars, don't ever tell people to leave 5 stars. That is against Amazon's, you know, terms of service. You know, always ask, hey, I'd love an honest review, you know, before you, you know, don't tell people they have to leave 5 stars. We have a question here from Brooke. Laura, do you want people to claim a number to distribute reviews?
That's perfect. Yeah, in the chat.
Cool. Awesome. Great. And so 100 reviews, get them from, you know, make your list of 150, 200 people. You know, you can send them a free PDF, ebook. And so that should be, you know, there is no, everyone in their life knows, you know, 150 people throughout the years, right? And, you know, and you can say, you know, go back and say, you know, hey, you know, I know we haven't chatted in a while, but I just released my book. You know, it'd be great, you know, just go leave 5 stars. I'm really trying to help and talk about your mission. When you're asking people, make it about your mission. Don't just make it, you know, again, about, hey, can you leave a review for me? But hey, I'm really trying to solve obesity in America. I know that's not entirely what you're trying to do, Brooke. But, you know, something like that, right? You know, make it again about the mission. Can you just go on, you know, throw some stars on here, you know, give me a rating. I'll send you a PDF. And, you know, and, you know, you can offer whatever else, you know, from that too. I've also seen some other, you know, if you have an email list, obviously some people have an email list, you know, you can do something like, I think, who's the last name? James Altucher, I think is his name. He's pretty successful book marketer guy. He's on Self-Publishing School podcast a lot, which, you know, obviously I first have to recommend before the bestseller. But if you're also interested in book marketing, then Chandler Bolt's Publishing School podcast is also a phenomenal use or phenomenal wealth of knowledge as well. But what he does is he says, you know, sends out to his list, hey, if you send me, if you can, you know, show me a screenshot of the review, of you leaving a review, then, you know, I'll, you know, pay you back for the book, or I'll like give you a free consulting session, right? So if you have an email list, you can do something like that where, you know, you say, send me a screenshot of you leaving a review, and I'll, you know, I can send something for you. Now, the other thing, there's 2 main issues. Let's talk about the 2 main issues that keep people from leaving an Amazon rating. 1, they don't know what to write, and 2, they don't know where to leave it, right? Those are the 2 biggest issues that people come up with. When it comes to, you know, let's say someone's reached out to you cold saying, hey, you know, I really love the book, or, you know, just sold the book, you know, great job type thing. Don't respond to them saying, hey, can you go leave a review? Instead, what you want to say is, well, how did your, what was your favorite part of the book, right? Because that way it's just like an organic question. They'll reply and say, oh, my favorite part was chapter 3. You talked about this. That was really, really helpful. Then you respond and say, hey, that's awesome. Can you copy and paste that into a review? So what you've actually done is you've gotten them to write the review without knowing it. So most people, when they go to write the review, they have no idea what to write. This way you've solved that problem by getting them to write it without even knowing that they've written the review. The second thing you can do is, so the second issue is people don't know where to leave the review. So we're looking at the Unconquerable Leader here. When you send out that question of, hey, can you please leave a review? You want to send them your direct review link. Most people would just send them to the book page. And you can see here my review for Nathan's book already up here. So you want to send them this link. This link is going to be specific to everyone. So, it's going to be for everyone. So this isn't like just my link. This is my, like, for example, I'll pull up, let's pull up Edie Nathan's It's Grief. Actually, I don't think I've done a review on yours yet, Susan. So I'll go ahead and pull up, I'll use yours as an example here. Give me just 1 second. Going through the chat. This is nice. Everyone can take a breath instead of me just monologuing for half an hour. So thank you. I know I talk fast. I think it's the Australian in me. All right, so we've got the reviews for Susan here. Susan, this is your review link. So you can, for anyone that you're going to say, hey, can you go leave me a review? You are going to copy and paste this link and send that to them. So make sure, so one, people don't know what to write, have them write the review without knowing they're writing the review. And two, always make sure you're sending them to your direct review link on Amazon. So those are the two other main things I would suggest there. I'll take a pause. Any questions that have come up? Cool, awesome. Let's go to my review sheet. All right, so the other thing you can do is there are some promos. Let's talk about promo services. So there are a lot of people who, a lot of different platforms where you can buy reviews, or you can, leave reviews in other people's books. They'll leave them on you, and we'll talk about the specific platforms. For purchasing reviews, there's only one platform that we recommend, and that is KBook Promotions. But there's a caveat. Whenever you are using any of these review platforms, Amazon is getting stricter, and they're getting, they're really cracking down on fake reviews. And so, always go into the understanding that if you are paying for a review service, oftentimes you don't know where those reviews are coming from. We know Richard personally, the guy who runs KBook Promotions, and from the research we've done, his reviews are legitimate. And we've used them because they are verified purchase as well. But on top of that, there's even some out there who do verified purchase, and they're less than legitimate. Please know, if you are ever using a review service that you are purchasing, there is always a risk that those reviews are going to be removed a year from now, 2 years from now, 4 years from now, because Amazon could change their terms of service. We just had an author who used a review service, not one that we recommended, but a review service where they left the reviews and 200 of their reviews have disappeared. And they've spent, thousands of dollars on getting these reviews. So, there is a lot of risk in purchasing reviews. So that's why we started off with how to do this organically, right? And also, Brooke, Nathan, and Susan, if you guys, now, Nathan, you should be at 100 soon anyway, but Brooke and Susan, let me know how this goes for you. I know, after this, let's make it, everyone's goal is to get to 100 reviews on their book, let's make that the goal for these 3 books. And so for Nathan, they get a jump. I know we're at the top of the hour. Yeah, that went by real quick. We could even do a quick wrap here, make this one short. So we'll plan on wrapping in the next 4 minutes, or ending with some questions towards the end here. Because I know, Brooke, I know you got to jump here too. But last thing I'll leave you with is, like I said, KBook Promotions is the only one that we recommend. The one, there's Pubbie. I'll just address Pubbie and then we'll end. So Pubbie is another platform that people sometimes talk about. The issue is a lot of the reviewers on there read fiction. So if you are in the nonfiction space or the memoir space and you have a bunch of fiction people reviewing your book, this kind of goes, Marna, great having you. Thanks for coming. If you have a bunch of fiction people leaving reviews on your book, that is going to confuse the heck out of the Amazon algorithms. They're going to think your book is for fiction readers. So that's why you want the right people reviewing. KBook Promotions we find to be mostly nonfiction reviewers. They review a lot of nonfiction, so that one seems to be okay. But that's where the risk with using something like Pubby is that, you know, if you're having the wrong people review your book, which Pubby seems to be mostly for fiction, you know, those reviews could be removed at some point. I think this is all we have time for today. I know I just kind of like rattled for the last 30 minutes. Hopefully some of this has been useful. And I think, you know, I really had fun here. I think we're going to do another one of these. And I think it's great that we're doing some review swaps here live on the show too. So Susan, Brooke, and Laura, if you want to jump in with any final thoughts you have, and Susan, Brooke, any questions on your end?
No, but it is. Oh, go ahead, Susan.
I'm so sorry. Yes, I love the idea of leaving reviews for other people. And that's Brooke Bussard, Nathan Tanner, Alex, your book. And Laura, is it Scullman is the last name on Amazon?
Oh, I don't have a book.
Oh, sorry.
I just sell books. I don't.
Okay, did I miss someone there to leave the review?
Oh, I'll send out Marna's as well.
Yeah.
I'll email the four of us. I have everyone's email. Susan,
Okay,
I
great.
email back and forth too.
Okay.
I'll send out the list of books. Don't worry about ours. We don't really promote our book. It was really just a learning project for me. So let's just focus on everyone else here in the group with reviews. So.
And
I'll just tell you a very, very quick thing that happened. My ebook came out a week or so ago.
Okay.
And the launch for the paperback pre-sale is tomorrow. But a friend of mine read the ebook. She got it the first night it came out.
Awesome.
And she called me the next day and she said, I got your ebook last night and I finished it at 11 o'clock this morning. And I said, that's all you need for a review. Just write that. So you're so right on, Alex, about asking what was your favorite part. I mean, that was just the best.
People just freeze. They don't know what to write. Brooke, did you have a
Of
question?
course.
It's always like good just to listen to you to get, you know, inspired and remember that it's about the message and yeah, all that good stuff. So
Marketing yourself is the hardest thing you can do, but if you are marketing the right thing, it's actually very selfless.
right, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I do have to run to another meeting,
Yep.
but thank you so much.
Awesome.
This was great. I hope you do more of these.
Yeah, I think we will. So Susan, Brooke, thank you guys so much for coming on. And Laura, if you want to stay on here after, we can chat about how that went and what we want to improve for next time. So
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Thank you. It was great.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. Awesome. Well, Laura, we can we'll do like an outro now. It's people are still listening, and you know we keep it very candid, so we won't even edit this part out. But thank you guys for jumping onto our first Friday learning session. You know, I think this went. Hopefully you found this useful. If you want to be invited to one of these in the future, like I said, just get on our email list, get our website, wait 5 seconds. We really do need a landing page for the email list, which is really amazing. We don't even have that. Or if you want to email me, my email is alex@advancedamazonads.com, and we'll get you on the list and make sure that you get the link for the next one of these sessions that we do. But I hope you all found this useful, and thank you for listening. Laura, anything you want to say before we jump off here?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to mention that there is always the touch point at the end of the book. It's something simple you can do an update on your Kindle for sure, is to just make the ask for the review on the final page. I think people constantly need to be learning about the importance of reviews, especially if you have not written a book, you really don't know how much of an impact it actually makes to an author. So I think it's kind of our job, everyone in the industry, to keep on educating people about these reviews and what they actually mean.
Awesome. Yeah. And I would even say, you know, don't put it on the last page, but also put it like halfway through, because I think the data on it's like 80% of people will actually make it to the end of your book. So put it, you know, if you have a really good chapter early on that, you know, packs a punch and people are really learning something, you know, I'd say even put it after that. But that's good feedback there, or a good addition there, Laura. So thank you everyone for listening.